Well, did you actually know that 90% of all applicants to FAANG companies never pass the initial CV screening? So let's see what we can do about it. Today I'm kicking off this series by showing you how LinkedIn looks from a recruiter's perspective, how you can optimize your own profile for discoverability and conversion, and last but not least, I show you what happened after I applied those optimizations to my very own profile. So let's get going. I'm Fabian, the Big Tech Coach, and on this channel you get all the tips, tricks and knowledge you need to grow as an engineer, land a dream job in big tech and be more successful. And if this sounds like a great deal to you, just hit the subscribe button and you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. But now, finally, after all this blah blah, it's time to see how we can optimize your profile header. There is 4 things we're gonna optimize today. First, your title, then your location, then personal information, and last but not least, images. To really understand what all those properties mean, you need to understand how recruiters see LinkedIn and how whatever you modify and optimize shines up on their side of the world. Recruiters see LinkedIn through their own very tool. It's called Recruiter, and they do have a lot of very advanced features to filter out profiles and also then to search for specific types of profiles. There's really 2 things you can optimize for. One is discoverability, so how easy or difficult is it to find your profile by searching and filtering? And on the other hand side, how well does it convert? So how appealing does your profile look to the recruiter and spawn the urge to invite you to a phone call? Therefore, we need to do 2 essential things. First, we need to improve your discoverability. That means how easy is it for recruiters to actually filter through the whole talent pool of LinkedIn, and how likely is it that you shine up on their first page very high up in the ranking? Working on the appeal of your profile is essential because it's gonna decide if the recruiter invites you for initial phone screens. And think about it. We talked about it very early on. 90% of people who send in their CVs don't get to this stage. So having an appealing profile is worth a lot. First and foremost, we're gonna activate your profile so recruiters actually get informed that you are looking for a job. And this also gives us the opportunity to actually more clearly define what you're looking for and where. There we see a new modal popping up. And there we do have a couple of configurations we should go through. First of all, on the very top, you see job titles. And here you can select up to 5 different job titles you think you are interested in and probably a good fit. The next thing we can look at is job location, and by default it takes your current location, but you can also add additional locations where you consider looking for a job. And that makes a lot of sense, and I would suggest that you do use locations you know of where a lot of FAANG companies do have the headquarters or at least local offices. I suggest for the start date to hit immediate. Before you hit add to profile, you should define who should see that you are looking for a job on LinkedIn. I suggest hitting recruiters only. If there is a single thing I would like you to take away from this video, then it is how important the title of your profile actually is. Your title is 120 characters of opportunity to be the one candidate they invite for a phone screening. By default, LinkedIn creates a title which is based on your current job title and the company you're actually working for right now. By the default title LinkedIn gets you, most of the times just a third or something of the whole title is being filled. There's a lot of space you can use for keywords. From all research I did, I figured out that actually the title is supposed to be weighted very heavily in the search. So having your keywords in the title does have a very strong impact if you're being considered relevant for a certain keyword or no. And this defines where you end up in the ranking. And here comes the problem. If you only stuff in keywords into your headline, it turns out it's not really appealing to the human eye. And that means the recruiter might see your profile because the keywords help you to rank well, but the recruiter won't decide for you because it's not readable, it's not appealing. If you're a bit confused and you don't really know what kind of keywords to include, there's an upcoming video which is gonna exactly focus on these questions. LinkedIn says that 30% of all recruiters first filter by location. There are a couple tricks you can apply so the right recruiter for the right location calls you up. And let's have a look again at how recruiters see your profile. And as you can see, right next to your name and the headline we were talking about, there it says the area you are in currently. In the very beginning, we already defined within the configuration that we are available for jobs. And here comes the second option to define where you are looking for a job. Officially, this is the zip code you are, the location you currently live in. But you also can change this location or this zip code to the location you actually want to be recruited in. And I have talked to a couple of people who used that method and it seemed to have worked for them. So try it out yourself and please write in the comments below if this actually made sense for you. Let's get to personal data. So we talk name, first name, and pronoun. You might wonder, how are those relevant to search or conversion of my profile? And to be honest, they are quite important. In fact, LinkedIn's terms of service actually state that you should use your actual first and last name. And that also means there shouldn't be emojis or anything in your name. There's only one exception. Academic titles should definitely go into your name. So that means if you're a PhD, definitely add it into your title. What shouldn't go into your name though is emojis. And here's why. You become harder to search and find. That means when you talk to recruiters, maybe on a conference or something, and they want to reach out to you later on and you haven't exchanged personal information properly, they might look you up by your name. And they won't find you because you use a different name on LinkedIn than in reality. Or you have emojis in or anything else which throws off the search. So with name, just keep it simple as it is. Pronouns are one of LinkedIn's newest features and they just added it, I think, in March 2021. And like many other social media platforms before them, it has become a standard feature. What does that feature mean to you and your profile? Maybe you are not exactly intrigued by it and you think you need to add it because you want to explicitly state the pronoun you want to be referred by. And that's totally fine, but you should consider one thing. It is a very nice statement to show your tolerance and your support for the trans community if you actually put it onto your profile. It's a common thing and many famous and well-known people have done it before you, so it would be definitely a good thing. And there's a small detail to it which may change your mind, because a lot of FAANG companies actually working extremely hard to change their culture right now. And that means they want to become more inclusive and also more diverse. And now think about it. You adding your pronoun to your title or to your name. This is a very strong statement, as I said, that you are in support of an inclusive environment. And this can make the difference if a recruiter decides to call you instead of someone else, because it shows that you are sharing a common value, something they're very interested in. There is two pictures on your profile header. One is the profile picture itself, and then you have this massive banner on top. And if you are not very deliberate on choosing a certain picture, here is just a couple of best practices. Avatars are not a good idea. Get a real picture of you. But also leave out the crypto eyes. It's obviously something very interesting, and I'm also keen on crypto, but not on LinkedIn. It's just gonna raise more questions than actually help you land a job. Talking about eyes, wearing sunglasses on the only picture you have on LinkedIn is not a good idea. People want to look you in the eye and make up their mind about you. Have you ever seen anyone in big tech wearing a suit? Like, I mean, an engineer? Probably not. And that means you also shouldn't wear a suit on your LinkedIn profile picture. Try to look as you would imagine to look already working in a FAANG company. If you need style advice, maybe you just watch an episode of the IT Crowd or something. There you're gonna find a couple of examples which definitely gonna work. And here are a couple do's for your profile picture. Try it with a friendly smile, a high contrast background so you're easy to spot, and also monocolor background is important. Think about it. It's a very small thumbnail the recruiter gonna see of you. You're basically trying to communicate that you are exactly the right match on 10 by 10 pixels. I haven't tried high contrast backgrounds so far. Orange, green, blue, some signal colors. I have never tried that. So do you have experience with that? If so, let me know in the comments below. Okay, now we look at the banner image, and I'm drawing inspiration from Twitter here. A common thing to communicate with your banner image is social trust and proof. And that means if you do have an image of you speaking in front of a large crowd at a conference or a meetup or something, that would be a fantastic choice for your banner, because it just gives your profile a certain social proof, as I said. So you are someone people listen to, and that makes you appear smart and well perceived by many. So people, before the person who's looking at your profile, already decided to give you this opportunity to speak. And that means you must be smart, important, and definitely someone worth talking to. However, though, I haven't seen that recruiters within their tool can see your banner very early on in the process. So that means maybe if you don't have an image of you talking in front of a big crowd, it's not a big deal, because it's just one detail of your profile. So don't worry, it's gonna be totally fine if you just use something which is in context. Alright, this is all the tips I have for how you can improve your profile. And now let's see what happened to my profile. Within hours, many new recruiters reached out to me. It hasn't been a FAANG recruiter within this batch, but I just changed my header, and there's plenty of other things we're gonna optimize for your and also my profile. So stay tuned, and we're gonna see what else we can optimize to rank higher on recruiters' LinkedIn.